All right, next question. How to make friends when moving to Portugal. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to put, a video there. That's my notes to me. See, so raggedy. Anyway, how do you make friends moving to Portugal? So I think this is a super hard question for me because I'm an introvert. So you do, even if you're an introvert, you still going to need a community. I learned that the hard way. So one of the things I would recommend is getting on Facebook groups and starting there. I don't necessarily feel like you're going to stay there because sometimes these Facebook groups can be savages, right? Some people aren't friendly in there. I don't know. Start there. Start Facebook. Start at expat groups. Whether it's Portugal or any country, city you decide to move to, look for expat groups in addition to the city location you're going to be in. Then you can possibly find someone in that group that doesn't mind meeting strangers. Understand that when you want to meet people, it's nothing personal, but this internet thing, like we don't know each other, you know what I mean? So we still have to take that into account. But you could possibly find someone who remembers being in the same situation that you're in right now, scared, not knowing anyone, and would be willing and able to, come out and meet with you or give you some type of insight as to what the process is there. Now, what I will say, if you are in these Facebook groups, what typically makes people turn into savages is when you ask super, super general questions like, I want to move to Portugal. How do I do it? They are going to come for you in those groups. They're going to come for you because you have to, in order to get a really good answer, you have to be relatively specific in what you want to do, i.e., I'm interested in studying in Portugal. I was looking at X university. Has anyone had any experience with the university or getting a student visa? But make sure you searched in the Facebook group to understand if that question had already been covered. But don't just come something basic or general being like, well, how do I move there? Like, they're going to be like, well, we don't know nothing about you. Give me some more information and maybe they can help. So I would say start in the Facebook groups. Where else? So I think the question was specifically, how do I make friends? And so because I moved here 2 years ago, and it wasn't really many people here, I think that I had met. A lot of them I met off the internet, even though I'm like really freaked out about doing that now. That's kind of how I did it. Like people reached out to me because of course I was sharing my story of moving to Portugal. So some people reached out to me and we connected that way. But I think the thing when you move out of the country, you get attracted to people's energy. Like, your intuition that you're born with, it just comes back full force when you were pulled out of the environment and you don't know what to rely on. So just pay attention because everybody who's out, may not be your cup of tea or be out for you. So just remember to just trust your instincts. If something feels weird or funky, bail out or leave it alone. And that's just anywhere. But I feel like energy, I've experienced it more here because I'm not so caught up on other stuff. Like you're not grinding at work all day and trying to shove some food down your mouth and go to the next meeting. You have the time to kind of like be. And so I feel like your intuition speaks to you a little bit louder than I did and has ever spoke to me in my life. And I think you like attracts like, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to sound like some gypsy or anything, but that's kind of how I feel. So how do you make friends? I'm sure that answer did not help at all. Let me think about that. I should have thought about it because I put a whole slide together for it. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. Yeah. If there's something you like doing, so like if there's a certain sport you're into, if there's a certain activity that you like doing, just go ahead, put that activity and then put in Lisbon and see if they have it. Like let's say you're into Tai Chi. See if Lisbon has like a Tai Chi studio. And that way you're in doing an activity. I don't know why it didn't come to me earlier. You're doing an activity you love and you'll get to meet other people that love that same activity. My friend Chris gave that example because he's from Sweden and he likes floorball. And I didn't even know this thing. So he said he would look floorball and Lisbon has a good floorball community. And so that's how he instantly made friends pretty quickly. So that's a good tip. And for some reason, I couldn't think of it earlier. It's live, y'all. So yeah, just find activities that you enjoy doing and just, putting it in Google, seeing if that type of activity is in Portugal. And that way you can kind of have something there. And Yeah. So if it's in Lisbon, most of the time, the good thing it's I found it easier to find other expat friends, like other people that are from various parts of Europe and all across the world. I found it harder to find friends from Portugal, and I have no idea how to do that. Like I want to meet more people from Portugal, but I haven't been successful getting any Portuguese friends yet. Not really. Not like, I mean, other like business owners. Like most of the time when you go to a restaurant often, and I love this about it. Like I don't care how many times I went to a restaurant in DC. Rarely am I going to end up knowing the manager or the owner. And in Portugal, that's really that's the case. And so you get to develop these relationships with the various places you go. And so I've met friends that way. So that's been pretty cool. I'm rambled. Sorry. Whatever. Did I answer your question?